things, name them one by one, and each will surprise you what the Lord has done.
KULDIP SONDHI arrives at what he calls home. The 93-year-old playwright is at the Little Theatre Club to watch a rehearsal of his play, Don Geronimo.
Please, my lord, do not look at me like that.
It tells the tale of the ruler of Mombasa in the 16th century who's torn between religions. Founded in 1952, this is the only amateur theatre on Kenya's coast and the only stage for these actors.
How I act matters, not how I feel.
The theatre used to be a club for the British Navy during the Second World War and later a clinic. Once a bastion of colonial exclusivity and racial discrimination, it later opened its doors to everyone, including KULDIP.
There were times in the early days of our imperial past when the Europeans more or less held on jealously, but just so that they could amuse their own people. And all the other communities were held back.
Watching his 14 plays staged here has given him great satisfaction and the chance to develop his craft. But the old theatre is on its last legs. Despite being a national monument, its frame is worn, its paint is peeling, and its furnishing has long lost its sparkle. The theatre puts on about 2 productions every month. It last had meaningful sponsorship 20 years ago. It now relies on donations and membership fees, which aren't very high. Performers here say they can't rely on acting alone, especially if the seats are empty. The theatre needs at least $4,000 a month to stay in business. Its chairman says it needs to attract larger audiences and more financial support to survive.
There has been no major facelift of the club because the culture of theatre was also not widely appreciated.
You can set up a show you've been rehearsing for like 3 months and then you don't get a full house, even a single day. You're doing a show for 3 days, but you don't get a full house. It's a bit discouraging, and that happens most often than not.
Still, everyone here hangs on to the passion that drives their work, even as pulling in audiences appears to be a hard act to follow. Fahmida, Jazeera, Mombasa, Kenya.